I'm up with a video talking about my JiBun Techo. I honestly cannot still pronounce it. I don't know where the name is at. Oh, there. JiBun Techo, the Biz edition. There's two editions. There's like the original edition, which is more colorful and bright, and this is more supposed to be like for professionals. So the color palette is just kind of like a boring black and gray. I'm kind of crooked here. Okay, I hope that's better. So I chose the Biz just because that was the only option that JetPens had. It's a spring edition because if you have watched my previous video, I'm moving out of the Hobonichi Techo. I explained all of that in the previous video. I'll definitely link it though, if you're curious about why I'm moving from the Hobonichi Techo to the JiBun Techo. The JiBun Techo. I'm so sorry I do not know how to pronounce that. I should watch some videos. Anyways, this is the A5 Slim. It's a very interesting, I'm going to make this pretty quick because there's so much out there of this, but you can pretty much see that it is, so let me show you what I got first. This is the planner edition, so this is basically what this has in here, and I'll definitely unwrap it, but just for a quick glance, this is what you get. I bought the idea book, which is just a bunch of empty Tomoe River paper because I absolutely love Tomoe River paper. So this is basically going to be where more of my fun creative journaling is going to lie at. And then I got the pencil board because anytime you work with Tomoe River paper, I feel like you need a pencil board. I don't know how anybody can work without a pencil board when it's the Tomoe River paper, because it just, every time you press, it basically, you're writing, no matter kind of how light you write, it just kind of goes on to the next page. And for me, that bothers me so much. So for me, a pencil board is a must. I've never worked, so this paper inside here is not the Tomoe River paper. It is called, I think it's this paper, the Kikuya paper. Like, again, I don't know how to pronounce anything. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so Kikuya paper. And so I'm very interested in try this out. But just the size, just so you can kind of compare it. This is the Midori A5 notebook. So you can kind of compare it, like, so this has a cover on it. So we won't compare it to this, but this is pretty much what it is. So it's basically a couple inches shorter. So in inches, because I go by inches here in the United States, it's an inch shorter. And if you do centimeters, it is 2.5 centimeters smaller. But the height is the exact same as an A5. Here's a B6 Slim. So you guys can kind of compare that as well. So you can see the B6 Slim is a lot smaller. And they do have this in the B6 Slim, and I was considering it, but I just thought this was going to be a little bit too small. I think for the weekly, like for this planning weekly, I think this would be perfect. But for my kind of like my creative journaling, it would have been too small. So this is comparing it to the Hobonichi Techo. Let me get my bookmarks out. So you can kind of compare this to the Hobonichi Techo. So you can kind of see that there. So it is very significant. Like the B6 Slim is basically just a couple. It's basically the A6 Slim. I mean the A6, but just probably like an inch taller. So it's kind of like all comparison. Yeah. So the B6 Slim is just an inch taller than the A6. And then the Midori M. The Midori Slim is just on the side. It's shorter this way. So that's just a size comparison. Just so anybody who's curious. Because I was very curious and I didn't really get that answer when I was kind of like hopping around on YouTube trying to find out more information on this guy. So it's just, if you have an A5, just shorten it by an inch on the side. Or by 2.5 centimeters. So yeah, so this is basically what I'm going to be working with. I'm super excited. Let's open this guy up. I was going to pick between the navy blue, and the black, but I decided to go with the black. It looks like it's kind of navy, though. I feel like it's not like a true black. Huh. It smells very plasticky. It smells, I'm sure everyone knows how this feeling is. It actually feels really good, but it does have that plasticky smell in the beginning. And I forgot to buy the freaking cover for it, but this does have already a cover, so I guess I don't need it. Because it comes with these. Oh yeah, so I won't buy money on the cover. I'll just use this like this. That's fine, because it has pockets already in there, and then one big on the back with a pin loop and a card right here, like a card holder. Well, it's there. Trust me. Oh, you have to punch it open. There it is. So that's that. It's a really nice book, and honestly, like, wow, this is really fun. It's really professional looking. Jeez. I am 100% planning to put something on this cover. I already have my ideas. This weekend, I'm gonna hopefully cut it out with my silhouette. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna flip too much into, like, this is basically the cover. This is like a cover on cover, so you can kind of see that like that. See, fancy, right? So you get a cover with it. It's built very similar to the Midori MD, like with the cotton, with this ribbon right here. And basically when you just flip it open, they have a weekly page here, and they show you, I like these. These are really big. So this is 2019, this is the past, and this is the future. This monthly overview, I guess. Yeah, it's from April until December for this year, and then they have 3 additional months for January, February, March of 2020, which is crazy to say. An age chart, which is kind of cool, so you don't have to do no math. Dream job for 2019, 2020. Again, these are, you don't have to use this. This is for money planning, which I definitely feel like for budgeting I will use this. I think this is a practice. Yeah, this is the practice one, so you don't have to mess up your pretty pages. Japanese map, favorite phrases, recommendation list, book list, movie list. So basically you can review what you did, what movies you watch. And I actually think this is really fun because I've never, for books I've done it, something like this similar. Let me see if I've had my book one. This is kind of what I've done in my Hobonichi, or my Midori MD, where I have my books read and like kind of rate them. And they pretty much, and of course I have my little doodles here, but they pretty much have it here where you do your recommendations, your book name. And again, this is in Japanese, and I don't know Japanese, but I actually have a coworker who was born and raised in Japan, but she works at my company now, so she can translate these for me, thankfully. But you know, you just write the name. You can just put, you know, the page count, because to me, I kind of like to know how much pages I read in a year, which I didn't do on this one. But you can write like your page number or whatever, you know, book 1, the book name, and then like comments on it, and then whether you liked it or not. So that's fun. Gifts received, gifts given, promise list. That's interesting. Never thought about that. And then basically you can make your own. And a lot of people use this as trackers. I'm a terrible tracker, but I will definitely give that a go. If not, I definitely see this as like using this as like a money, maybe like a financial spending thing, kind of like tracking what I spend, like when they're kind of like when I'm trying to do like a no spend or like a low spend month, I can kind of track what I actually spend my extra money on, you know. So if you don't do trackers, because to me, again, trackers are very difficult to use. And then it starts with a March, and we are in April right now. It's April 8th when I got this. So I got this on a Monday, so it's a week behind, which is fine with me. And it just basically goes through the whole month. It goes until March of 2020. Very subtle colors. The original has really bright colors, and this one's just kind of more muted down, which I like. And then basically then you get to your weekly. I think they have a weekly. Yeah, here you go. So this is like a demo of how you can use your weeks or not, or how you can use the weeks, but you don't have to do it. Now, you can look on Instagram, and they have so many beautiful pages of how people use their weeks. So yeah, so basically that's pretty much what it goes through. A weekly layout. And it gives you some blank pages back here, which are great. I definitely see myself utilizing these a lot. Looking back on 2019, and then I guess looking forward to 2020 maybe. Personal data, and that's it. So that's the actual booklet, the main planner. 2 strings, a black and a blue one. I think it's a blue one. So that's what this is. Really fun. And then these are just the idea books that I do plan to carry. I plan to carry both. One of these come with 2 idea books. And this is the traditional Tama River paper. But like I said, this is just blank paper. I guess the only thing is they have kind of like a line division here and a little square here. But other than that, it's just a grid papers. And you just kind of can put this back here. You can mess with this how you want to. Let me see. I'm going to mess with this and I'll figure out how I want to do this. Okay, so I decided to put my idea book in the front because I like when, basically like a folio, you basically open it up and it tells you idea in 2019. And I feel like this, I'll pull this one out more to do my creative journaling. So I feel like it will be easier for me to slip this in and out. And then it's kind of nice to see 2019 right off the bat, right when you open it, folio style. I do need to get a closure. I do have my lasso from my Tomover, or from my Hobonichi that I'll put on for now. I know they have something that you can put on like the case, and they have like a bookmarker that you can go over it. But I didn't buy it. This is actually pretty expensive, so I wanted to kind of stop the financial bleeding. So I just kind of bought this. So I'll make do with this. This is perfectly fine. I'll definitely see myself using the pin loop though. I like pin loops a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing like I said, there's so many reviews out there of this, but just kind of want to show you how I plan to use it. So yeah, so the next one you'll see me playing around with this for my first time. Really, really fun. I'm interested to see how this takes. So yeah, so let's jump in here and start playing around, and then you guys will get my review or my thoughts of this so far.